It's Kazina here, Karen, and I'm just going to do a little video of a few bits I have picked up ages ago, but I haven't shown you them, so I thought, why not show you these few games and bits that I've picked up. So without any further ado, the first, well, it's a game, PS1 game I picked up, is Pitfall 3D Beyond the Jungle. I've never played the Pitfall series, and I haven't actually played this. This has been languishing in a corner somewhere in the bedroom, and I'd actually forgotten about it. So I can't really give an opinion of it yet, but I'm certainly going to give it a go. So that was Pitfall. I paid £1 for that. Well, it's got £1 on it, so I don't remember with some of this other stuff I picked up. Another one I picked up was VRay for the PS1, and I'm looking forward to playing that. It's in really nice condition. Says me nearly breaking the case there. Oh yeah, there's a crack on the case. But anyway, the actual manual and disc is in really good nick. So I'm looking forward to playing that too. And then I found this as well. It was languishing in a corner, and it's for the PlayStation, and it's Army Men 3D. Never played an Army Men game before. I don't think they're that highly rated, but this is actually a promo disc, so I will give that the benefit of the doubt to see if it plays okay, and if it does I'll keep it, and if not I'll probably end up flogging it somewhere. And then I've got this other one. I found this in my travels. Now this I found ages ago. It's a Spectrum game, and it's called it's called They Sold a Million, and there's actually 4 games on here. There's, sorry, I had to put my glasses on again, blind as a bat. Saberwolf, Daley Thompson's Decathlon, Jet Set Willy, and Beachhead. So I'm looking forward to having a go at that sometime. I very rarely play my Spectrum. I have to admit, it's terrible, isn't it, how gaming has changed. Years ago, I you know, when I used to play the Spectrum, I used to be so excited and waiting for a game to come on, and now if I put a Spectrum on, I'm like, come on. So poor little Spectrum doesn't get played very often, but I certainly will. I wouldn't mind having a go at Jet Set Willy, so I certainly will in the near future put my Spectrum on and give that a go. And the last game I found is for the Mega Drive, and it's called Cyborg Justice, and again I have no idea how this plays, because for some reason I just, as I've said, they seem to have been languishing in a little quiet corner in my bedroom, and I kind of forgot about them. So I'd like to see how that plays. I don't know, it's hard to tell from the back. It doesn't look great, but I'll certainly give it a whirl. And then lastly I found 2 figures. I like my little action figures. I like action men, and one of the figures I found is this big 12-inch, well, I think he is. Are you 12 inches? Yeah. Anyway, sorry. He's like well, he is. He's a Power Ranger, except he looks like he's got these little kind of leotard bottoms on. He looks like he's going to sort of start going, fame, I'm gonna live forever. Anyway, give up on that one, Karen. But I've never seen a Power Ranger that's, oh, this is sounding worse and worse, but I've never seen a Power Ranger this size before, so I'm quite pleased with him. I don't know, he looks like he had been holding something, I don't know, probably a bar to do ballet by the looks of his leotard tights. But anyway, I still sorry, I shouldn't slag you so much, but I still like him, so I'm gonna find some little place to stick him. And then lastly, I found this really cool figure of the Batman, and he's really nice looking. He's very well detailed. He's got a nice fabric effect cloak, and this, what I think is really cool, and you'll have to bear with me, there's a little button on his arm, and if you press it, this will move round and a light will flash, and if you watch it for long enough, and I shall keep pressing it, it does really cool things. I know it does the bat sign and little things like that, but the logo actually changes. How deadly is that? Do you like it? I think that's really cool, and you know what's really sad? I've turned the light off when it's night, and turned this on and gone, wow. So those are the few bits I picked up not today, what am I saying? Those are the few bits that I decided to show you today. And before I go, I thought I'm going to share with you a totally unrelated gaming. It's nothing to do with gaming or figures or anything, but I'm going to share with you a little story. It's a beautiful sunny day today. I live in the UK, and we're having that Indian summer moment, and it's about it hit about 27-28 degrees today. So I thought, let's go out and do some gardening, Karen. So I went out the front and did my gardening, and clever me forgot to put my key in my pocket, and I had my door wide open, and lo and behold, a little gust of wind, and boom, the door blew shut, so I'd locked myself out. So my next door neighbour that has a spare key wasn't in, and my other neighbour, I'd only said about 15 minutes ago, I'd only said tatty bye, she'd gone off with her daughter to the library. So thankfully I had a can of Pepsi Max and me cigarettes. So I sat in the porch for some time ruminating, and eventually my neighbour turned up. The one without the key, the spare key I hastened had turned up, and I said, you know, can I climb over your fence, because I'd left my back door open. Can I climb over your fence and get into my garden so I could get in? So I went into her back garden, and my next door neighbour is 82, God love her, she's lovely, Phyllis, and her daughter was there. So her daughter got these little step ladder for me to climb over the fence. So there's me climbing on this step ladder, this little step ladder, not a big one now, you couldn't paint the ceiling with it, this little step ladder in my flip-flops, and I stick my leg over the fence, and I'm not very tall, and the fence between mine and my neighbour's garden, it's got this thing on top, I don't know what you call it, but it's quite thin, and I stick my leg over it, and it's not very comfortable. If only I'd been a few inches taller, and of course I break the fence, don't I? So it's this big crack, and I've broke the fence, and one leg's over my garden and the other leg's over in Phyllis's garden, and my neighbour's daughter's laughing her head off, and so I start to move over to my side of the garden, and I've got these big bamboo canes in my garden. They're just holding up a couple of plants, and it decides to get caught in my back pocket, doesn't it, as I'm coming over, right in my back pocket, and it sticks right into my bum, and I can't move. And the only thing that was missing was one of those, it was like a carry-on moment, it was one of those noises that went whoop or bark, and it was very very embarrassing, I hasten to add. So I managed to get over to my garden and get in, and just as that happened, my neighbour that does have the spare key turned up. So anyway, that was my big dignity losing moment of the day, and I have no idea why I'm telling you this, but I just thought I'd share it with you anyway. But thanks very much for watching. Bye.